What's up guys, Cardaka here, and today I'm here with another Digimon deck profile. Today we'll be going over the Blue Flare deck with the new support from EX-04, or not so new now, but you know what I mean. So without further ado, let's get right into the Digitamas and the main deck. So for the Digitamas, we're running 4 of the Wanyamon. This is obviously one of the new best Digitamas for Blue right now. Really easy requirements and you can still draw, so really good. Next onto the main deck. We're going to be running 2 of the Zeke Greymon from BT11. Mainly this is to use as an extra attacker, and the Digivolution cost is fairly cheap. As long as you're when you Digivolve, you can make this card active again, and then if you have Blue Flare in its source, and your opponent has 2 cards on the field, then you can have you can get 2 memory back. Alright, so for the main deck, we're running 2 Zeke Greymon. This is essentially a free Digivolution since you can evolve on top of a Metal Greymon for 2, and his on-evolution skill makes it active again, as well as gets you 2 extra memory if you have a Blue Flare in its source and your opponent has 2 or more Digimon in play. So very easy to do for this deck, and it's also got the save ability, which isn't too useful in this build. Next, we're going to be running 2 Kazuhamon, which is amazing for this deck. She's actually better in this deck than she is for her own deck. 2 effects. First effect is just let you pay a 5 cost or less option card, which majority of the time will be the Blue Flare Memory Blues. And then the second effect lets you play a level 4 Digimon from underneath this card's source, which is going to help you set up for more plays later on, or you can use those as Digicrossing materials after you search. For the level 7s, we're running 2 Onimons. You can cut this down to 1 if you want, but since this card is not searchable, I want to hit into it as soon as possible. So ratio-wise, you can kind of adjust it to as you want, but the other lineups are kind of tight, so I don't really have space for level 6s, especially since level 6 isn't really the main win con for this deck. You can actually win with your level 5s alone. First, we're running 4 of the Metal Greymon from BT10, so this card is still the better Metal Greymon of the 2 that we have right now. On play, this card gets Rush, and then if it's played with a Digicross requirement, then your opponent's Digimon cannot. 3 of your opponent's Digimon with less or equal sources of this card cannot attack or block. So it's really good at stunning. Next, we're running 2 of the Metal Greymon from this set. This also gives you a Rush, and it also gives you a ability to strip sources from your opponent's Digimon. You can strip 2 from one of them, which is not bad. Inherit skill is not that great in this deck because we aren't running Knight's Greymon, but it's still okay. It's still a Metal Greymon that we can use. Next, we are running 2 Metal Greymon Cyber Launcher. So this card has an on-play and on-evolution effect, which lets you put a Blue Flare from your hand or one of your tamers underneath this card's source, and then you can return one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon to the bottom of the deck. And then if you have Cyber Digimon in this card's source, you can return a level 4 instead, which is you can also return a level 4. So if you have an extra one in your hand, you can just put this in your source. But yeah, mainly it's here for the extra armor. For the armor purge. You can use it crash and whatnot, and it's pretty good. So that is it for the level 5 lineup. Next, for the level 4s, we're going to be running 4 Greymon. This helps you search out your deck, and the Inherit Source lets you unsuspend as long as your opponent has 2 or more Digimon on the field. Next, we're running the EX-04 Greymon. This one helps you search out your deck. You can grab a Kiriha to your hand, and then you can also grab a blue or black card with Digicross requirements, and then you can trash the rest. Inherit skill is also okay, lets you draw an attack, so definitely prefer this Greymon, but this one is also a nice addition. For a little more aggressive plays, we can play the Greymon from ST1. This one is only played using the Digicross, so you'll be able to get the security check if you don't get the spin. So ideally, it pretty much gives you the same value. This one lets you attack twice. This one lets you get an extra security check. With the Cyber Launcher, you can have this as your Digicross from Metal Greymon, and then you can tuck this under your source so you can get 4 checks, which is pretty good. Next, we're running 4 Metal Greymon from BT10. This one also helps you grab Metal Greymon's back if you have a Kiriha on the field. If not, then you'll be able to play a Kiriha from hand. So, not bad. We're also running 2 of the new Metal Greymon. So the new Metal Greymon has an play effect, which lets you choose one of your opponents with the lowest level, and it gets when attacking, it loses 2 memory. So mainly it's here for the Metal Greymon name, but it also gives you jamming, which is also important for your Metal Greymons, because they won't have protection if they're attacking with low numbers. Level 3s, we're running 4 of the Dracomon from BT11. This card helps you draw if you play a blue flare card, and then the inherit skill lets you get +1 memory when a blue flare card is played as well. So pretty good. It's pretty good. Nice addition to the deck. And we're also running 4 of the Gasolmon from BT10. Lets you play a blue flare card that's level 4 without paying its cost, and rest when this card is deleted. So you can use this to crash, and then you can combo off that. So that's it for all the main Digimon. Let's move on to the options and tamers. So let's go over the tamers first. So we're running 2 Kiriha from BT10. This one gives you, this one's your memory setter. It also lets you Digicross with cards underneath your tamers, which is okay because we have other tamers as well in this deck. We're also running 4 of the Kiriha and Nene. Please keep in mind that these cards are also treated as Kiriha by itself and Nene by herself, so you can proc those effects. Beginning your main phase, if there are 2 or more Digimon on the board, you get +1 memory, so it works for both you or your opponent. And then you can Digicross using cards from underneath your tamers, as well as your trash for Digicross by resting this tamer. So really, really good, just because you can Digicross from your trash, which helps this deck out. It also helps the Twilight deck out as well, but Twilight decks don't really have save, so mainly for this deck, this deck can take advantage of both. Next, for the options, we are running 4 Blazing Memory Boost. This is helps you search out for your Kirihas as well as your blue flare cards. This card's really, really good, and with Kazuhamon, you can play this card for free from your hand, and obviously she has a delay effect as well, which helps you extend your turns. So overall, this deck is mainly focused around this card getting your setup, and with Kazuhamon helping you out with your free plays, the deck is a little more consistent now, and yeah, it's a lot of really fun interactions you can do. Another really fun interaction we can do is the Kaiser Nail. Kaiser Nail lets you play a card from underneath your source for free. And what you can do, if you don't have Blazing Memory Boost in your hand, you can play this instead. And if you have a Metal Greymon, you can play this, and you can still get the rush and stuff. So you'll be able to get extra attack in. So it's really, really nice. And since both of your main Metal Greymons have rush, if you use this in conjunction with the Kazuhamon, you'll be able to get a lot of cards out on the board. Last but not least, we are going to be running 2 Plasma Decker Launcher. This card gets -2 cost if your opponent has 2 or more Digimon in play, and yeah, you can return a level 6 or higher Digimon to the hand, which this deck has problem dealing with, which is why we are going to be running this card, because if your opponent has a really big Digimon on the board and you can't remove it, This is one of your outs. And the security skill that just lets you bounce any. So that's really good as well. So that's pretty much it for this deck, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Overall, this deck is very fun to play. It's definitely... there's definitely a lot more options you can run now compared to the previous build that I did. Just because back then, Blue Flare just came out and there weren't too many options or too many card choices for us to choose from. But now we have some nice new cards from BT or EX-04 and BT-12. I didn't do an update in BT-12. And we also have this card, which didn't think that it would be useful, but then she actually works really, really well with this deck instead of her own deck. So that's really nice. But that's pretty much it for this deck, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys want to support the channel, feel free to use the links down below. But this is Card Haku, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!